Trey Lance threw a lot of wet balls last week. 6-5. This is not going anywhere, man. Comcast business text line. My DMs are splattered with comments like this. Bonte needs to be the king of buying a ring ASAP. I mean, come on. We got to press
Go
pause.
from boyfriend to hubby. So let's make that happen this year. Okay?
Get her a ring with no diamond and see how she reacts. Tiffany B's. I'm seeing Shayco. Seeing Diamond Cut. Where'd you get your ring at, Shasky?
Where did I get? Oh, I got it from one of my buddies, the jewelry center. Yeah, he had the hookup getting in there. I was trying to think of where I got it. It was like 12, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. It was a while ago.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So you got it.
Or was it the gift center? Yeah, I guess it's the gift center on Bryant.
Pawn shop?
No. You have to like sign in, show your ID, type into the stupid little iPad these days.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. By the way, we're going to do this because we did it 2 weeks ago. It was really fun. And we got to get back to doing this. It's a Friday. And at 7:45, we like to give the shameless shout-outs. Shameless shout-outs, 7:45. We're going to do it again. So line them up, 888-957-9570. And what we like to do, too, on the Friday, it's high school football season.
Yeah.
It's high school volleyball season.
Yeah.
Shout out your high school football team. Shout out your son. Shout out your daughter who may be a cheerleader. Shout out your daughter who may be a volleyball player. Shout out your liquor store. Shout out City College of San Francisco.
This is how we do it. For example, shout out the O Club last night. We won a game. Beat the Silverbacks.
The Silverbacks.
Yeah, we 29-13 or something like that. It was
Softball?
very nice. Oh, yeah, less than an hour.
A little back-to-back game?
Well, I played Wednesday night and then Thursday night, so shout them out.
So 29-13.
And Crow was pitching quite well last night.
How did JP Money do?
JP Money did not play on Thursday.
Why not?
He's not on the O Club softball team.
Why?
He plays basketball.
Wait, I thought he just went 4 for 4 the other day.
That was
softball.
in another team.
So he only plays for that team. He doesn't want to play for the O
He's like a fill-in on that team.
He went 4 for 4.
As in, I'll fill him in when the schedule gets announced, and we'll see how many players we have.
Wow.
And we may or may not call him. Love you, bud.
Wow. 888-957-9570. Shameless shout out. Shout out to the O Club for beating the Silverbacks. Crow actually pitched well, huh?
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
You say it like it's a surprise.
Well, I mean, just he needed a bounce back performance like Trey Lance after a no-show the week before.
By the way, Spadoni, do you have the Mike Lombardi sound? Let me know when you have the Mike Lombardi sound, because I want you to listen to this one. You thought Mike Martz drove you crazy. Michael Lombardi. It's called the Lombardi Line on VSIN, the VSIN network. Remember that network that was showing the WEEI in Boston that we were watching? Bob Ryan was on there. Ray Rattle was on there. So Lombardi signed a contract with them, apparently. And now he's being critical of Trey Lance, of course, and he gave his reaction.
Big shocker.
To Mike Martz being critical of Trey Lance.
How many times a year do you
Justin
think Mike
Fields.
Lombardi smiles? 3?
Should we get him back on the show? Because you guys always talk about Florio and I getting into it. You and Lombardi got into it tough.
Well, he's a saltine cracker. I mean, geez Louise, dude. The guy's drier than the Mojave Desert.
Here's Michael Lombardi.
And let's put things in perspective, first and foremost. I don't care what you think about Mike Martz, but let me give you some background. Mike Martz, Bill Walsh said this in 1984 to me. Very few people can evaluate the quarterback. Even fewer can coach him. And even fewer can bring it all together and call plays, right? So Mike Martz can do that. You don't find Mark Bolger in the 5th or 6th round and make him into a serviceable NFL quarterback if you don't have the eye for that. You don't find Ryan Fitzpatrick, a 7th-round pick from Harvard, and turn him into that. You don't find Kurt Warner, who wouldn't even throw the ball. Ask Ron Wolf. He wouldn't even throw the ball in Green Bay when they signed him as a college free agent. Wouldn't even throw it and turn him into a Hall of Fame player. Like, Mike Martz knows the position. He can evaluate the position. If I were the GM in either San Francisco or Chicago and he uttered those statements, I would be scared to death that we blew it. Now, I wouldn't have been with either one of those players because I wouldn't have taken them because I saw it before Martz said it, and I agree.
Michael Lombardi, baby. He dropped the Bill Walsh 1984.
When he was the low-level scout getting coffee.
He wasn't even getting coffee.
I mean,
he was cleaning the toilet.
He loves to throw that on his resume.
Loves it. Loves it. So then I wouldn't take it because I was saying it before Mike Martz.
Can I just let for the audience out there?
I want to
love that he really thinks. Let me just give you, to be contextual here. This is a man who ran the Cleveland Browns in 2013 and 2014. They went 4-12 in 2013. Here's their draft. First round pick. Top 10 pick. Actually, 6 overall.
Right.
Barkevius Mingo. Yeah, you nailed that one. And then a bunch of other guys that no one's ever heard of. And then let's go to 2014, because this is you want to talk about chef's kiss? I mean, Michael Lombardi, I would never draft that quarterback. Oh, well, wait a minute. You drafted Justin Gilbert in 8th overall, and then 22nd overall, you drafted Johnny Manziel. Is that you, bud? And then you went 6-9 that year.
Did he get fired the next year?
Yeah. I would never do that. You drafted Johnny Manziel, dude. Come on. Like, think of that. I'm not saying that the guy doesn't know football, but
right.
Come on. Again, how many times a year is this dude smiling?
Not much. Not much. Not much.
Imagine being that miserable in life.
Well, 1984, he got to talk to Bill Walsh, though. Oh. You think Bill Walsh is really fraternizing with Michael Lombardi?
If his name was Mike Smith instead of Lombardi, and he has no relation to Vince.
Right.
But if his name was Mike Smith, would anyone care?
Nobody would care. Nobody cares now. Nobody cares. I just wonder, before Bill Walsh left us, hey, Bill, what about that Mike Lombardi guy, man? Great personnel. Who? Bill Walsh probably had no idea who he was. No idea. Hey, is the laundry clean? Do you have my North Face San Francisco jacket? You know, the North Face that Bill Walsh used to rock? Yes. Do you have that one, Michael? Like when that 1984, Bill Walsh told me, Bill Walsh didn't tell you anything.
Me and him,
why you lying?
These deep philosophical sit-downs.
And I was on it before Mike Martz. I would have drafted none of these guys.
Oh, yeah, that was my favorite.
That was the best, right?
And then Kurt didn't attempt to pass in Green Bay practice. Yeah. So what did he do? I get hyperbolic. I admit it. It takes one to know one. Come on, Mike. Ratchet it down like 8 levels.
Shameless shout-outs.
Jesus.
745 888 957.
And we know who you wanted.
9570.
You wanted Mac Jones.
Right.
We get it.
Where's the Mac Jones hype train at now?
Well, his doctor said he might need a backiotomy. I don't know if you saw him over the weekend. He got filleted like some fish.
I broke my back.
How's that Matt Patricia OC thing working out?
Joe Judge?
I told you, I'm out on the New England Patriots this year.
And you know what?
Could you imagine? Could you just imagine for a second? I would have never have picked that guy. You literally was the guy. You were the guy that drafted Johnny Manziel.
Backiotomy. You're on fire today, man. You're rolling.
I thought Johnny was going to be so sick.
No,
okay. But
Johnny football. Come on, man.
Can we just, whether you thought it or not, you were the dude that took him. I would have never taken any of these guys. But if Manziel's available, I will trade back into the first round and take him.
Shout out to, you're right, 405. Shout out to Michael Lombardi for making me laugh on a Friday morning. I knew that was good. I saw that clip rolling around Twitter, and I was chucked. Now, it's 3 minutes long. We only played like 45 seconds of it. Is there more, Spinoni? Is there more at all? Let me know when you have more of what Michael, because I want to finish the clip, because it's great. It's great comedy. 888-957-9570. Shameless shout-outs coming up in 17 minutes. Line them up. Shout out whoever you want to shout out. Birthdays, your mama, your daddy, your dog. Shout out whoever you want to shout out. Here's more of Michael Lombardi this week. This is great.
Because I saw it before Martz said it, and I agree. I turned the tape on yesterday or Monday afternoon, and I wrote this for VSiN before Mike said it. Before Mike said it, I wrote the worst quarterback in that game wasn't Lance. It was Fields. They were both bad, but Fields is worse. Fields can't read. He can't read the progression. It's one look and go. And if he can make a play like a high school play where he scrambles out and throws the ball to Pettis across the field, God bless. There you go. Mm-hmm. But Bear fans, you didn't upgrade yourself from Trubisky. You gave it all up. Ryan Pace's gift to you, besides a bad offensive line, is perhaps not having another quarterback. Now, they can come out and Eberflus can talk about how proud he was of him and all the things he did. No. I'm with Mike Martz on this. As for Trey Lance, I agree. How is Lamar Jackson the 32nd pick in a draft? Okay, how is Lamar Jackson the 32nd pick in the draft, and Trey Lance is held in such high esteem by Twitter, by people that think he's going to be the MVP, and he goes 3rd overall, and somebody pays 2 number ones to get him, but they completely ignore Lamar Jackson? How is that even possible? Like Lamar Jackson at Louisville was a man. I watched every game. He was a man. Now, was he a quick-minded, accurate? No, but he was a man. He was a better version of what Michael Vick was at Virginia
God, please
Tech.
turn this off. Just turn this off. This is giving me a headache. I can't listen to him. He's talking about thoughts and thinking. And just,
So Lamar Jackson, your colleagues, Michael Lombardi, thought Lamar Jackson should move to wide receiver. You thought he should move to wide receiver. Bill Polian. Isn't Bill Polian in the Hall of Fame? Thought he should move to wide receiver. So we all remember what happened with Lamar Jackson. The Michael Lombardis of the world basically just disrespected him. And he went 32 overall. Now, as far as Trey Lance, I watched the tape. When did I watch it? Today or Monday afternoon? I wrote this down before Mike Martz said it. I wrote it down before Mike Martz said it. Can you believe him? Can you believe? Hey, tell me that isn't funny. Tell me that isn't funny, man.
I'm just so like, it's just too much. We're just doing too much.
He literally slandered Lamar Jackson.
Look at
while also giving him a compliment.
We watched two great quarterbacks play last night. Great. I'm
not even calling Justin Herbert great yet. He's a good quarterback who can be great. It's too early for that.
Well, okay.
Everybody's crowning him.
He's had a couple of pretty great seasons.
I see people, Mike Tannenbaum said on national TV, I'd rather have Herbert over Mahomes.
Well, Mahomes.
Mike Martz said, I'd rather have Herbert over anybody in the league.
He has 160 touchdowns in 4 complete seasons in the NFL as a starter.
Come on,
160. Man. All right? Mahomes is incredible. But even those two guys, they're missing throws all over that field. They're throwing into double and triple coverage multiple times. And I'm not saying that there wasn't great defense being played in that game.
Right.
But the hyperbolic nature with which we're ready to crush 22-year-olds,
right.
It's really out of control. Like, Bonte, it's out. This year, I feel like more than any other year, we've jumped the shark with criticism.
And week 2 just started.
That's what I'm saying.
Week 2 just started.
Can we let these guys play a little?
Week 2 just started. So, 888-957-9570.
It's
line
insane.
Shameless shout-outs coming
and
up, 7:45.
Where were all these people when Justin Herbert, now that Justin Herbert's shown himself, where were all these people who, at the beginning of the draft process, were like, Miami has to take Herbert, number 3 overall?
Nobody said that. Nobody was saying that.
Where are all these people? Why didn't anyone say Cincinnati has to take Herbert, number 1 overall?
Right.
You know why? Because sometimes we don't know.
We're wrong. It's tough. We're wrong. But the over-the-top slander towards Trey Lance and Justin Fields. Justin Fields gets a lot of this slander. And we saw Justin Fields at Ohio State win big games. Big games. We don't have the same energy for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence went to Washington and lost. He's supposed to be. Trevor Lawrence came out in the draft and they said he's the next Peyton Manning.
Andrew Luck.
Can't miss prospect. I watched Trevor Lawrence live twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Once at Levi's, once at Glendale, Arizona. And then we watched him in the semifinal against. He regressed as his career went along at Clemson. Now, he's still a very good player at Clemson. But we don't have that same energy. What about Zach Wilson? How is Zach Wilson skating by? He can't even stay on the football field. And when he is on the football field, he's throwing into triple coverage. He's making erratic plays. He's taking bad sacks. Where's that same energy for him? And don't even get me started on Mac Jones.
Last night, one really good and promising quarterback, one great quarterback. Right. However you want to break it down.
Right.
How many interceptable balls were thrown last night?
At least 7.
Right? Combined.
Okay.
Now, again.
And Herbert did throw the pick 6 that basically ended the game for the Chargers.
Nobody is sitting here saying that Trey is on the level of either of those two players. He is so far away from those guys right now. There's no doubt about it. But we highlight all the great things those two players did last night in that game, and we really minimize a lot of the lower level stuff. I mean, it's multiple times in one drive, Pat Mahomes almost threw like 3 picks.
Yep, no doubt.
And then stepped up and threw a 40-yard bomb, and you're like, my God, he's incredible.
Look at Herbert on a final possession for the Chargers. Couldn't even run because his midsection was cracked.
Yes.
Threw into triple coverage.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, he throws a dime to Carter down the field. How did he make that throw?
We all thought the same thing.
Right.
Get him out of the game. And then 2 seconds later, oh my God, what a throw.
Exactly.
So what I'm asking you this morning is, after this week, even if he plays like crap next week, can we just stop regurgitating the other people around the country talking about this guy? Let me ask you.
I just want to know,
forget what he can't do.
No. Where's the same energy for the other quarterbacks in the draft class?
Well, it's not going to be there.
Mac Jones,
because
Zach Wilson,
they don't
and Trevor
have
Lawrence.
Jimmy Garoppolo standing on the sideline, and that's really where we're at right now.
But Justin
and also,
Fields gets heat.
I know, but and this coach and this team we deem to be significantly better than those other teams that are there. So we know the kid's not the most accurate on the underneath stuff.
Right.
But let me ask you, what are the things he is doing well right now that are transferable to Sunday?
Throwing the ball down the field, throwing the ball with zip, processing information. He's not in a hurry to leave the pocket. For a young quarterback, you see a lot of young quarterbacks who are like, you know what? First read ain't there, I'm gone. Trey Lance stays in the pocket, maybe a little too long.
Well, now I feel like that's been a negative criticism because people are like, oh, he's not a runner. We've been saying that for a long time.
Day one.
He's not a runner. He's going to reset his feet and try to throw downfield.
So that's what it is.
What else is he doing well?
I think he's processing information well. I think he's tucking and running when he needs to. Now he needs to learn how to slide.
Oh, that is a number one component for me.
He's taking way too many shots.
So right now, just to give you some numbers, through the 3 games that he's played as a starter,
right,
he would break the single season rush attempts record by like 40 or 50 attempts. Wait. Lamar has, I think, the record at 130, 140 rush attempts in a season for a starting quarterback. If Lance continues on the pace that he is through 3 games, he would be close to 180 attempts.
I know.
For a season. That's too many.
Poise, composure, running a huddle. Trey Lance never got rattled on Sunday.
I agree. He was composed amidst all of the chaos.
And this is another underrated thing. It was a bad interception to Eddie Jackson. That was a one ball where you're like, man, I wish he had it back.
A clear interceptable pass.
You know what? How many times has Eddie Jackson taken that back to the house? Ever since he was at Alabama. The kid made the tackle. Now, you don't get bonus points for making a tackle on your interception, but the kid stuck his head there and kept him in the game. I'm expecting defense to get a stop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He made the tackle.
It did feel like on that drive, the defense was just so emotionally broken. Boom, you just let Herbert walk right on in. The kid needs to be able to shake off whatever happened last week, step up this week, and just play a solid game. Sean Salisbury said it yesterday, and he made a great point. He's going to find out a lot about Trey Lance in the first half of this week's game because what you did last week is irrelevant. How do you respond? And I agree with that.
No doubt. By the